Hello to my modern mature mavens. My name is Traci Byerly. I help women to create a confident, prosperous attitude about growing older so they can master the art of aging unapologetically. Welcome to Womanhood Wednesdays, the day before Thanksgiving. Woo! And yes, y'all, I've been trying to throw in those gratitude things. I can tell you how awesome it was for me because I know last week when I started it, it was almost like I'm going to say the universe was like, oh, you want to show them how grateful you are? And I hit some challenges that weekend that literally just about floored me. I mean, ooh wee, where I just wanted to cover up my head and just not come out of bed. But I'm thankful for my husband that took care of me during that time. And between him and the Holy Spirit, they just kind of like nursed me back to life, if you will. And just in time for us to celebrate our 6 year anniversary and work through some things. And I am so much better. And we still have a whole lot more to be grateful for, even as of today. And I'm going to round it out because I committed that's what I was going to do. I'm going to do that. Oh, by the way, if you are watching the recording, please type in hashtag replay so that we know that you're watching. I had an incredible conversation with a loved one who is single and desires to be married, to at least be in a relationship. She said she didn't care if it was an Oprah Stedman, never get married, long-term companion. She looks at people around that every time you turn around, they're all booed up, even if they're breaking up with other people and ending up with someone. They were always booed up, but she said, I can't even buy a man. What is wrong with me? I know I'm a good woman. And I got to thinking as I listened to her talk, a lot of us are booed up, don't want to be booed up, perfectly fine in singleness. But we do have a large majority that are not. So I began picking her brain. And I said, well, what would you want people to know? The first thing she said was from November through February, that is the hardest time for most singles. We want the world to know that most singles are not okay. Let me put a pin in this right here. If you're like, oh, this is not for me, and you want to stop, because there are some things that you can learn, as I had to learn, that was extremely eye-opening to me. And I was single for a long time, so I should have known. Actually, I was single for 12 years, so I should have known. But listen up. So she said most singles during this time from November through February are not okay. Functionings are happening, and it's always a +1. Engagements are usually happening. Christmas, New Year's, Valentine's Day. Either people have conceived and are having babies during those times. There's either and or. She also said that when it comes to coming into family functions and friends too, there's those people, they always have something to say. She said, we're already like lawyers in defense mode, trying to think about our clapbacks and comebacks for people who want to make comments. Oh, you ain't found nobody yet, don't no man want you, and all these crazy things that can be said to singles. She said, oftentimes, we really don't want to come to the functions at all because we know we're going to hear something. And as she talked, I was like, oh my goodness. I talked yesterday and True to You Tuesday. But if you think about it, being single, and I'm going to even throw childless in there because there are some cruel people. When are you going to get married and start having kids? Your biological clock is about dried up. For those of you that are in your late 30s to 40s. We know people are having babies in their 50s. Look at Janet and Hallie. Anyway, I thought about this. Childless, singleness can also put you in that state about appearance and performances. What do I mean by that? Giving the appearance of we always have to be booed up with someone. No, we don't. Being content with just one person, being content in your singleness is probably one of the best things ever, because guess what? If you cannot be content in your singleness, you sure won't be once you get in that relationship, marriage, whatever, because you're going to be looking for somebody to be to you things that you should be doing and being and having for yourself. Therefore, they're uncomfortable because of the expectations. And with those expectations, now we have to keep up appearances. We have to ask friends that we know good and well we're not serious about. Some of those sappy movies where they're buying a boyfriend, this, that, and the other, that's real life. Having somebody come in and be among family, you really don't care about them, but anything to shut up those people who are putting pressure on, what? You don't have a man yet? You're not in a relationship? You're not in marriage? If that's you, please stop it. Because you might be that person that you're the reason why singles don't want to show up. This is what I learned. When it comes to this whole thing, don't even talk about them in future relationships. Don't even ask questions about relationships. And another thing, don't give advice on how to bag a man. They don't want to hear that. How you got your man, significant other, may not even work for them. So don't. Also, I learned, because I made this mistake, don't worry, he's out there somewhere. I heard that is one of the most offensive things that you can say. Some singles would much rather you just say, you know what? We don't know where he is, but do you, boo? That takes the pressure off. I had to learn, because I said it today. Oh, he's out there somewhere. Don't say that. Another thing is, don't focus or even feel sorry. Some people need to be single. Why? Emotional immaturity. Things are not in order. It's one of those things that if a person is not where they should be, that person who was healed, whole, have it together, unless they're called to basically help somebody come up, aren't probably going to fool with that person. No slight to you singles, but hear me out. There needs to be a form of maturity, some having it together, and just checking everything. You might have top dollar job, have all the material things, and you're doing all these great things. Who are you? And if you were stripped of all of those things, who are you? Because whoever your significant other is, they're not just coming in for all that you have and who you do, it's who you are. When I talked to my loved one about feelings, how she was feeling, she let me know that she said she's probably speaking for many other people who are uncomfortable in their singleness. She feels unseen, overlooked, and unvalued. So imagine walking into a crowd of people feeling unseen, overlooked, and unvalued, and then someone making you feel even worse because you don't have a partner. And this is important to this person, and they feel this is what needs to make them feel important. Don't do it. Another thing for those that have something to say about those that aren't in relationships yet or don't have children yet, I want to ask you this question. What is triggering you? that you ask another adult this question: does their singleness make you uncomfortable? Or their childlessness make you uncomfortable? You need to ask yourself why. Because that's their lives and it's unfair to them. And sometimes maybe they really don't have control or haven't found that way, one, or whatever. Just know that your expectations, whether verbalized or not, makes them feel very uncomfortable. This is what you want to do. First of all, leave them alone about relationships and children. Period. Just leave them alone about that. Love them in their single state where they are, because when you love them for them without what they have and what they do, then they begin to feel seen, valued, and looked upon. Another thing, if you got to treat them like those 10-year-olds, boys are bad, significant others are bad, do that. Steer away from that. And the last thing that I learned, unsolicited advice is unwanted advice. If they want any advice regarding to relationships, they'll come to you. You don't offer it. And if I may speak to my singles, I've been sticking up for you and rooting for you in this, but I want you to think about some things as well too. I really want you to get in touch with your feelings. Are you feeling hurt, dejected, rejected, jealous, desperate? I have to say to you, your feelings are neither right or wrong, but they are yours. You do need to sit in them so that you can decide, is that where you want to stay or what you want to do? But most of all, you've heard me say this time and time again. Wherever you go, there you are. And if it doesn't make sense, wherever you go, there you are with your hurt, rejected, dejected, desperate self. And what's in you comes out of you. You're projecting that. And the sad thing about that is in your environment, those feelings are like blood to sharks, rabid animals that are predators and can't wait to pounce on you and your hurt feelings. If I could make a suggestion, if not a gratitude list, something that you list that are all the great things about you. Write them down, soak it in. Sounds corny, but when you fill yourself up with all the good things about you, that you don't need anything on the outside, including a significant other for that moment, when you walk into that crowd, that's what I'm talking about. And guess what? Your significant other is going to be looking for that too. Really work on your feelings over these next few months, because it's reality. There's going to be some more functionings. Let's see how you get through this one. But what you can do to make it even better for the next few functions that are coming up. And if you are feeling so fragile, you know what? That's okay too. Change your plans. Go spend it with some people who will love you in your singleness and don't care. I would say don't be by yourself, but go spend it with someone else. See everybody else after the holidays. Get your plate and roll out. You can do that. The fact of the matter is you want people who love you in your single state as you are, but what's even more important is that you love you in that single state. Because if you love you in that single state, that is so sexy to your significant other. It really is. I challenge you on that. If you're stuck in this self-esteem, wondering how you can get above these horrible, dejected feelings, DM me. This is my specialty. This is what I do as a professional life coach. We can talk for 45 minutes to an hour, and see what we can come up with that get your nose a little above the water. If you've never experienced personal coaching before, you get to experience it. But this will give us a chance to really get to know each other and talk. And no, I won't hound you. I just want to see you do better. Again, if you're watching the recording, be sure to hit hashtag replay. We should be having someone coming up next week dealing with hormones and the holidays and all that good stuff that's in the works. If not next week, we'll see, but that is the plan. You'll see when I put it out. But in the meantime, make sure that you stay tuned for True to You Tuesdays, 1:30 Central Time. Until then, mwah, smooches.